Welcome, everybody, into Stick Drift Episode 4. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
we
love
made it
doing this,
far.
dude. Yeah, I'm Sean.
I'm Randy.
We have made it this far with only slight posting errors.
But
Such
nobody's
as...
noticed.
No. Well, you know
We
what is
hope.
funny? So, I don't think... It did get published to Spotify and YouTube, but it was only the audio that I didn't know it didn't do video right off the bat. So... I didn't notice that it didn't have video, so it didn't matter too much. But the YouTube one was posted with video, and it did have 7 views. Now, 7 views may have just been someone clicked on it for 2 seconds, because no one brought it up.
Some
And
of
that
that
would've-
would probably me because I definitely refreshed it to check.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I was wondering if I know episode 2s always fall off, so I was like, are people gonna click on this? And
That's true.
Yeah.
There was like a 4-minute gap that we were making jokes that we were going to forget to edit it out because you ran to the bathroom and I walked around my room eating chips. And I literally said during the section, imagine we forget to edit this out.
Yeah.
And damn, we sure
You know
did.
what? For one person, that probably would have been like the best part of the podcast. So
That's so true. I still have the raw unedited version, and I'm still contemplating just removing that part and making that the TikTok.
yeah.
Just the whole video. I think it'd be worth it. But anyway, so with only slight errors, we're doing pretty well, I think. It's been a fun time. One thing that we're definitely going to be trying for this episode, the first 2 episodes were very long. Now, we're recording this on Tuesday, April 7th. We're doing this a little out of order because on Thursday, April 9th, we're going to be playing Pokemon Champions on stream for our first official Stick Drift podcast Twitch channel stream.
We should probably work on that title.
I think it's perfect. I'm surprised I was able to remember all of it. Obviously, this is all retroactive because you guys are going to be seeing this weeks later. But Randy, it was really fun. I had a really fun time streaming with you.
Oh, dude, it was the best. I'm glad we got everything working with no issues whatsoever.
Dude, it was Yeah, no, not a single one.
And we're so good at Pokemon competitively as well.
Oh my god, it's going to be great. I know. I did play a couple of competitive games in Sword and Shield one time with one of my other friends. It was great.
I lost a couple of games in Pokemon Showdown a couple of times.
I believe it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to that. But that's gonna be episode 3. So on Monday, April 13th at 9 a.m. EST, because we're on the release schedule now. We are now releasing 9 a.m. EST our episodes. So on Monday, April 13th, you're going to be getting the Pokemon Champions thoughts, the review over all of us of what we thought on the day before.
Our very important review as people who don't know anything about the competitive scene.
Hey man. I've heard that my friend lost a few games on Pokemon Showdown. I know what I'm talking about. So that's going to be releasing that day. And then this episode that we're recording now, you're not going to be hearing until Monday, April 20th. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
If you celebrate while listening. It'll probably make it better. So in the spirit of trying to cut down some of the content, also just making the episodes a little shorter because 2.5 hours is a long podcast, especially for just starting out. We're gonna cut it down a little bit. We still got to format everything. We still got to figure out what we want to do for certain segments. So we're not going to do a spotlight segment in this episode. We're going to kind of just go right into it. But just so you guys know what today's episode is, it's very simplistic. The main topic we want to talk about sequels that we want the most. And I left this pretty open-ended. So, Randy, you were talking with me a little bit beforehand, but I have a couple of sequels that are not announced and are probably not happening that I want the most, and a couple that are announced that I just want to talk briefly about, my hopes and dreams for.
Yeah, I think there's
Essentially,
one, I didn't include it in my list, but there's definitely one where there's a sequel I'm looking forward to and I definitely want to talk about. Then all of mine, including the honorable mentions, are just unannounced. Some of them, actually, looking over my list again, I think one of the honorable mentions is probably happening. The rest of it's not.
That's fair. Those are fun. Those are the fun ones to talk about. So that's the main topic, and then we're going to end the episode with our top 5 gaming soundtracks. I think we brought that up in episode 2, something we wanted to do, and
yeah. So we're throwing it in here.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to get right into it, Randy, if you're good for that. Sequels we want the most. Now, I want you to know I'm accidentally opening Ableton 12 while I'm doing this. So now
Fantastic.
it's going to take
Thanks for telling me.
Anytime. It's
Do you
gonna.
want me to get
It's
started then?
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. So I'm going to get started with my number 5 then, while he figures out whatever's happening. I don't know why he's laughing so much.
Just opening Ableton, man. I'm just
All
trying
right,
to record some
fantastic.
music.
I mean, this is beautiful, so it is kind of a song. But so okay, my number 5 is a game that a lot of people haven't played. Nobody talks about it now. It's never getting a sequel, and I don't think many people want a sequel because the reception at the time was not the best. Number 5 for me.
I know it's not Dragon Quest Swords, but man, I hope. Go for
It's
it. What's
not.
your number 5?
My number 5 is Brink.
Wow. What a pull.
What a pull.
What?
And I want to already dial back a little bit because I know some people are listening to this going, who the fuck likes Brink?
I
me.
sure am.
I love Brink. That game came out, and I know it had a lot of problems with, specifically on PC, a lot of performance issues. It ran horribly. The servers did not work. They spent a couple of months fixing some of the things up, but by the time that I had played it, a lot of the stuff was already fixed. It still had some issues, but a lot of the actual technical things were all fixed. And I did not even know this game was coming out. So I had no like preconceived hype for the game, where I know a lot of people did. And that's part of why it was so disappointing. I just, a couple of months after it came out, I ended up seeing a video on it. It was like, oh, I want to try that. I went to GameStop to grab it. He was really trying to convince me to get it used because it would have been cheaper. And I was like, no. You just want a sale because GameStop, they'd get more money for it, so they push used games. So I was like, true. No. And you know what? I'm glad I didn't get it used. I love Brink. Brink was amazing. It did a lot of things for the time that were really cool. Some of them didn't pan out so well, I'll say. The way that they did the story as multiplayer matches, and you played through them. So like once you beat one, you unlocked the next multiplayer area / story mode, and it had a little cutscene beforehand. For one playthrough, it was really cool. When you're doing matches after that, the little cutscene in the beginning was useless. The story wasn't very good, but like the modifying your character to be exactly what you wanted, and then like the size of your character affecting their movement speed in a shooter with a lot of like parkour elements was really, really cool. It was like kind of almost like Team Fortress 2-y in the way that like some characters would have support abilities, or like you could add support abilities to your character and everything.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was so much fun. I would love to see a sequel. Now with all the hero shooters and stuff, I think they could do it, but it's just not going to happen. That game came out and it was just like, all right, we messed up. We're not doing it again. So it holds a special place in my heart, but I'm just going to have to live with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally fair. I'm looking. I didn't know much about this game. It was developed by Splash Damage.
Yep.
And published by Bethesda.
Yep.
Didn't know that. But I'm looking at like what else Splash Damage did.
Yep.
And they've done like a lot of multiplayer stuff. Like 2011 was Brink, but 2013 they did Batman Arkham Origins multiplayer, which I don't know much about Origins to begin with. I definitely didn't know it had multiplayer. But they did Gears of War 4 multiplayer, Gears 5 multiplayer, and the Master Chief Collection's PC version.
Yep. And they have, I kind of have to preface this as well, because they kind of have a spiritual successor to Brink. So when the game came out, they said they had plans for a sequel. And then Splash Damage, with no like anything from Bethesda, they made a game called Dirty Bomb, which is a multiplayer game that has it has a good amount of the aspects of Brink. You could see that what they were they took some things from it that they liked. It kind of became a spiritual successor to Brink, but it wasn't Brink. I want to Brink
fair.
too.
Yeah, totally fair. Keep talking for 1 second. I'm realizing I left my fan on, so I don't want that to be the background noise, but keep on going.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to talk about Brink because nobody like actually plays this game anymore. I still download every once in a while and I open it up to try and see if I can find a match. And I might get like one other person, maybe two. But like
servers are still online?
Quick. Yeah, you can find a game.
Shout out.
At least on Steam. I'm not sure if you can on Xbox or PlayStation or anything, but on Steam, yeah.
Totally fair. I mean, yeah, that's a good pull. That's a really good one.
Yep. I'll talk about it later. Never mind. What's your number 5?
So I didn't do a top 5. I have 4 listed here.
Oh yeah.
I thought of 4. I think I'll go this one first. It's not necessarily in any order. I I want the next Nier game.
Hmm.
I really do.
What's funny is I was going to put that on my list. I didn't because I thought you were going to.
That's fair. That is fair. Not a bad choice.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice. Yeah, no, it was a safe bet for me. We probably talked about it in both other episodes that we've done, that we've recorded to this day. Nier is one of my favorite franchises. I would seriously really love to play Drakengard at least 3. I don't know anything about 2 because it wasn't Yoko Taro, and I know people do not talk highly about 1 whatsoever. Even the Drakengard fans are like, "Nah, we're good. Like we don't need that one again." But
Yeah.
Drakengard 3 looked very interesting, and just the whole timeline of this thing. I cannot wait to see what the next game has. Sony, please stop canceling Yoko Taro's projects. Because yes, I would love a Nier thing, but I would just love anything out of that guy's mind. It's going to be so deranged, and I love it every time. But whatever comes next for Nier, did you ever play Reincarnation? That was the app, I think, right?
I played that like right when it came out. I don't remember why I stopped because I remember thinking for a mobile game it was pretty good.
Okay.
I think it was because of how story heavy it was, and I care about Nier stories. But when I'm playing mobile games, it's never when I'm in a place where I can actually pay attention to a story.
That's a fair point. Yeah,
I didn't really like follow through with it at all. I kind of wish I could still play it. I know you can like look up like all the cutscenes and everything online, so I might do that at some point to get the story. But
yeah, honestly, I never did that either because I think it was last year that when my friend said, I think I mentioned this on one of the podcasts that my friend was going through Nier Replicant, and he asked me a question and I didn't know it, so I ended up I fell down a rabbit hole and found like an 8-hour YouTube video explaining all of the lore of the Nier timeline. But he did the video as Nier Reincarnation was releasing, so he didn't have anything from that. So I might see if there's like an update kind of thing to.
I think you might be able to find like an APK file that even has the game like in an offline mode. So I'm going to look into that and see if I can kind of emulate it. I'm not sure how that would work because I know it has some sort of like gotcha mechanics, like a lot of mobile games. So I don't know how you'd be able to do that. If this exists. I might be a little wrong about that. Maybe it was just the story you can look up online, but
either way, it's a way to consume it, at least if it does still exist. Because I mean, that's what sucks. You see games like that getting shut down. Yeah, and especially if it's so story heavy, being like, well, what am I supposed to do now? So it's hard to talk about a Nier 3 because a Nier Replicant and Nier Automata were so separated too, where it's like I don't even know what I would want from a Nier 3 to say, like to speculate at all. But
yeah.
But with any regards to it, I have a feeling that if it comes out when it comes out, the music is going to be insane. The story is going to be next level. The gameplay is going to be great. Everything is just going to click.
I think also the fact that the two are so separate kind of works in the favor of a sequel, or at least another game in the series, because they don't really need to get tied to like, oh, this is what has to happen next. They can do before Replicant, they can do in between the two, they can do after, and anything could make sense. So yeah, I think that could be a positive for it.
Absolutely. And like the whole thing too is like with all of the texts that have been like all the different writings and stuff that's been talked about with Nier, or that's expanded the story, like there are so many other parts of even just Nier Replicant's timeline that you could play out and be like flesh out to be an entire different game. And that's what surprised me so much. Like I didn't realize how much wasn't told to you in the game versus how much you learned from a different source. Like it's unbelievable. So Nier 3 is definitely up there for me. So while you're talking about one of your next ones, I'll see if I can squeeze in another one to get 5 since you have 5. I'm sure I can think of something.
I mean, we're kind of in sync now, so if you can't, you can't.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
So Nier 3 is mine. What's your next one? What's your number 4 then?
My number 4, I don't want to harp on it too much because I did talk about it a little bit in the last video, but I did just get a copy of this used, and I'm playing through it again. I played this when it came out. It's Kid Icarus Uprising. If you can't, if you're watching somewhere that doesn't have video for some reason, still, I'm holding it. I love this game.
All you audio listeners.
Yeah, all you audio listeners. I played this when it came out. I remember loving it. I remember loving the multiplayer. Unfortunately, since then, with the eShop and 3DS servers kind of get taken offline, the multiplayer doesn't work anymore. The multiplayer was so much fun and so much more fleshed out than you would think. The story mode was amazing. This whole game was... Nintendo didn't even care to make another Kid Icarus game. They were just bringing on the dude from He did Super Smash Bros. What's his? I know you know his name. Sakurai, I think it is.
Yeah, Sakurai. Yep.
Yeah. They just brought him on for it. They're like, we kind of want like an action game, third person kind of thing. And originally it started as a Star Fox game, actually, when they started making it. The beginning of every level is an on-rails shooter, like for the first like section of it. And it definitely feels Star Fox-esque. The only problem is with 3DS controls, the game controls horribly. It is like the L to shoot, left stick to move, and then touchpad to aim. So it's very it works, but it's very uncomfortable. So it's like I can do like a mission or two, and then it's like I need to take a little break just because I'm in pain. But
Right.
that's why it needs like either a port or a sequel on the Switch, because it just fits. It has a stick already. It works. The game's amazing. I don't know. Like the stories, I mean, most Nintendo stories aren't the best. It's surprisingly good for like a Nintendo like kind of feel like to it, you know, like Mario stories,
Yeah.
Zelda stories. Nobody really cares about that kind of thing.
Mhm.
The lore isn't the most important part. It's surprisingly good. The dialogue, the character banter between them is genuinely hilarious because there's the god Palutena who's always talking to Pit, and they're genuinely funny all the
That's so
time.
cool.
It's so good. There was I remember there was like a scene where like you're fighting Thanatos, or as he's called for the beginning of the level, Thanatos. There's no H. That's the whole thing. There's no H. And they're like asking, they're like, wait, so your name's Thanatos? And he's like, yeah. Like, what happened to the H? The H got added later. It got added for amazing. And I was like, it's
Shout out
so
to
dumb,
good writing
but
in
it's
video
hilarious.
games.
It's
That's
so
awesome.
dumb, but it's hilarious. The jokes that Pit's making are amazing all the time. It's such a funny game. One of the things that I love that they did too, that I really appreciate now, is there's a ton of unlockables. There's so many unlockables. You can change Pit's weapon, and you have like a grid for like different skills that you can give to Pit and everything. And there's some weapons. First of all, anything you unlock in single player, you could bring into multiplayer. Doesn't really matter for now. But anything you unlock in multiplayer, you could also use in single player. Multiplayer still works against bots, and they let you keep unlocking things if you fought against the bots. So you can still 100% the game, which is so good for like long-term, like, yeah, so many games don't let you do that. If they have achievements or things like collectibles, things that you can only earn in multiplayer, once they take servers down, they're gone. Anything that was only earnable is, what was that?
You're just out of luck.
Oh, yeah, you're just out of luck. So anything that is earnable in multiplayer is earnable against the bots in this game. So I can still get all of that stuff. And you know what? Awesome. I played some multiplayer matches against the AI. I still had fun. You could change the difficulty of them and everything. It's a good time. So I don't know. That's my number 4. They need to make another one. They probably won't. They don't even care about this franchise. They've released 3 in 40 years. So
yeah. And you know, we were talking a lot about it last week, but like, this is one of those situations where we would love Nintendo to make new IP. But don't you think that doing another Kid Icarus game would feel just like a new IP? Because who the hell knows about this?
And I was also confused because I was looking up, like, did people not buy this or whatever? No, the game sold pretty well. Everybody who played it loved it, except for the controls. That's the only real complaint that people had about this game. I did see one complaint about like the characters don't stop talking to each other, but honestly, I love it. The character, it's never like cringy or anything like that. It's dumb fun a lot of the time. It was just they didn't even care to make a Kid Icarus, and they don't care to follow up on it. It was supposed to be like a showcase for the 3DS, and it did that. I guess actually really interesting. So you know how they have that C-stick like accessory that you could always buy for the 3DS that had like another right stick basically?
Yeah.
So first of all, when the game was first coming out, they didn't tell Sakurai about that. So he didn't know that he could even add that to the game. And then they were like thinking about adding it, and they had like the control option, especially for when like the new 3DS came out, I think, where you can like do lefty mode. So you can use that C-stick as another way to walk, but you can't use it to aim still. And he was trying to add a control scheme to where you could aim with that, but somehow the way that they were adding it, the way that the game's engine worked or whatever, it impacted the performance of the game. And he was like, we couldn't get it in at launch, and just adding it now is going to make the game run worse when because the game was already pushing the 3DS kind of to its limits. Okay. So he's like, I just can't add it. Like, I can't even patch it in because
that's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nintendo.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like I'm even looking because like I was like, what could have stopped them? And like it scored relatively well. Like it,
Yeah.
like just on Metacritic, it's an 83. So
Yeah.
it's not even like it was like an overwhelmingly negative response from.
And I bet you like most of the points it lost were because of the controls like, being like, wow, this actually hurts me physically to play.
That's so crazy. That's so great. And like I know you were texting me about this because you just picked it up off of eBay, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like I'm on the Metacritic page. First off, I didn't even know they had this. Apparently, there's a where to buy section on Metacritic, and it links it to different places. But it's linking to Walmart for $200. So I'm like,
That's crazy. Is that like in the cardboard box that comes with the stand they sold with it to make it more comfortable to play?
I just clicked on it. Actually, it looks like it might be.
Yeah, that's why then, because
Okay,
most of them don't
yeah.
have that. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, such a cool idea.
Yeah, I didn't get it with that.
Goddamn.
I wasn't willing to spend that much. I just got the. You know what?
Yeah.
I was really lucky for anybody who's watching this. I got this for, I think it was 70.
You texted
and
me
it
70.
did
Yeah.
yeah, and it came with the AR cards still wrapped in like great condition and everything. So I'm a big fan. I don't need the stand. I have this. This is awesome
Dude,
for me.
that's so cool. I love when games come with shit like that. Like even for games that I didn't end up loving at all, I still keep some of that stuff around. I think I just put them in one of my drawers, but I have when I got Forspoken, it came with character cards and they looked pretty cool. And Soul Hackers 2 from Atlas, again, not a top tier Atlas game, but I enjoyed it. It came with metal character sheets. Like they looked really cool, and I'm like, that's so awesome.
I got the Dishonored pre-order bonus tarot card deck.
That's awesome. Do you
know
have
what's-
those around? I know you
in another
moved a
room.
lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do have them here though. Actually, you know what's
Next
funny?
episode.
Our friend Brian, they were his. Because I pre-ordered from Best Buy, so I was supposed to get a whale oil USB lamp. That was my like pre-order bonus for the game.
So cool. Yeah.
And my dad went to pick it up like when he got off work without me. And he didn't open the pre-order bonus to even like ask about it. They might have run out of stock and they just didn't give it to him. So I was telling our friend Brian about that, and he's like, I got these tarot cards as a pre-order bonus. I don't want them. You want them? I was like, hell yeah, man. Like,
That's so cool. That's cool. Damn that. Hold on, wait. I have to look this up. The whale oil lamp.
Yeah.
Pre-order bonuses are so awesome.
that's another, man, I should have added that to my list.
Another Dishonored game. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair because we're probably okay. To be fair, understandable. If I just Google whale oil lamp,
Yeah, that's probably not.
I'm certainly it's not what I'm looking for. Dishonored.
yeah, I really hope,
it's still.
It's fine. I hope they end up making like a Kid Icarus
cool.
Uprising 2 or something at some point, or at least porting this one, because just being able to play at like a higher resolution with an actual like right analog stick instead of having to use the stylus to aim would be amazing. That's all you need to do. If they turn the multiplayer back on too for a port, great.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So my number 4. So if you guys see me looking down at my phone at all, it's normally for two things. One, I'm probably putting something down for editing reasons or keeping track of the list that we're doing. I'm also diabetic, so I might be doing something with that. But in this case, I did think of another one for my top 5 that's absolutely not happening that I need. And Randy, that's going to be my number 4 that I'm going to talk about. We need another Pokemon channel, man.
Ooh, okay.
Let me tell you, there are so many Pokemon spin-offs that I could have talked about. I could have talked about Pokemon Ranger. I talked a hell of a lot about like XD and Coliseum, and don't get me wrong, I want all of those because Pokemon Ranger is probably my favorite spin-off aside from Coliseum and XD. But I don't think people talk enough about Pokemon Channel, and for the same reason that it was on the GameCube. Randy, did you play this one much at all?
No.
Dude, this was so fun. The whole premise of this game is that you're just playing a character that you don't see. It's like a first-person game.
Yeah.
And you're just living in your house. This Pikachu comes knocking on your sliding glass door. You open it up, and he just runs in, and he runs to your TV. And the whole thing of this game was it programmed in different TV channels for you to watch and play around with. And
was it a video game?
I'm watching just as many scenes as I would in a Yakuza game, but I'm playing way less. So I'll let you decide that one. Essentially,
It's a
honestly.
visual
Like,
audiobook.
like the whole gameplay loop is pretty much you start off with 5 channels and you have to watch each one of them, and then you report into Professor Oak, who then saves your progress and says, come back in 24 hours, we'll have more channels for you. But like the channels were fun because they had like basically a 30-minute like just episode of Pokemon that they created for this, split up into 5 different sections, so it was like 6 minutes each.
Mm-hmm.
You'd watch 6 minutes for part one, they'd say come back tomorrow for part two, and then you'd have to watch the other channels that they gave you. But some of them were really cool. You had like a quiz channel where they would show off like a silhouette of a Pokemon, and you'd have to click which Pokemon it was, like actually answer the questions, and you'd win currency in game for it that you would then use on the best channel of all time. I forget what it was called, but it was the Squirtle shopping channel. Bro, if this game was more popular, we would all have shopping addictions. This is insane. I would play the game on my GameCube. I would buy everything I could from this shopping channel, and then I would reset the GameCube, put the time ahead a day, get the package, and I would just keep doing that. It was so addicting. But outside of that actual side of the gameplay, you could actually go out and explore. Like you could take the bus to a couple of different locations, like a snowy mountain. There was a beach. You could fish at the beach, like small things like that. And any Pokemon that you saw in the game, you would talk to, and they would quiz you. They'd give you a question about the Pokemon that they are, based on like their Pokedex entries, kind of thing. And you have to get the right answer. They'd give you a holographic card. If you talked to them a second time, got their second question right, it would be, or the original one would just be a card. The second one would be holographic, kind of thing. Like, it was a cute little game. It wasn't insane, but it was a fun time to stream, actually.
It also seems like it would be something to like make easily.
Yeah.
Where like they wouldn't have to do a ton for that, and it would probably sell pretty well off nostalgia.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the Pokemon name in general, and then add nostalgia to it. I do wonder how much it sold. I'll probably look into it while you're talking about your next one. But this is definitely one that I speak from nostalgia purposes, because I don't think I can convince you that this game is a masterpiece in any sense of the word.
I mean, like, the thing is, if it accomplished what it set out to do, I don't know if I'd still call it masterpiece, but like, that's good.
But hey, man, it's a fun time. It did good. So yeah, I would love to see a Pokemon Channel sequel.
I feel like if they did make another one, it would end up being like a mobile game.
You're so right. But you never know. That would be pretty cool too. I might do it.
Hey, you play Pokemon Sleep?
No, I actually, you know what, the Pokemon Cafe remix, play that. That's I haven't played it either, but that's what the developers of XD and Coliseum are doing now. That's what they have them doing.
Ooh,
yeah,
they got demoted.
Yeah, big time. And I don't get why. I mean, like, maybe I get why. It was poor sales, but like, I don't think that was much on them.
Yeah, I think Pokemon just feels like a handheld game. So even if the games are amazing, people are like,
yeah.
At the time, at least. Now Switch is one console.
True. That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, Randy. What's your number 3?
My number 3. And okay, so this one is one a lot of people want. It's never going to physically happen. I just don't see it at this point. It's Titanfall 3.
Oh, that's a good one.
I really want Titanfall 3. I loved both the first 2 of them. They kind of got screwed over by EA with their release dates, especially the second one, which is even worse because the second one was even better than the first one. Some people think the multiplayer of the first one is better. I see the argument there, but like they're both close, you know. But now, especially with how much money they make off of Apex, even if Apex is falling off these days, it's still making them more money than Titanfall ever did. I just don't see it happening. But the campaign of the second one was amazing. The multiplayer in both games were amazing. The first game didn't even have a campaign, so can't really say that. But
right.
It was so much fun. The only problems with the game were when they launched it, the time frame. I think like the window for like the second one was like 1 week it was Call of Duty, then it was Titanfall 2, then it was a Battlefield game the week after, and it was like, people are not picking Titanfall out of those ones.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then it was kind of just like, progression was good and really fun to like unlock new things, but it was like once you did all that, there was no like ranked or anything way to like do that. So it was like you're just playing for fun. And you know what? I still hop on the game and do that, but it doesn't keep everybody around to just do that, you know?
Yeah.
They want something to work towards. So if they had a little more to work towards in the multiplayer aspect, people would have probably played the game longer. It goes on sale regularly for a handful of bucks, and it's still worth checking out and like playing. People still play it online. It's a great time. It's a great game.
Yeah, I hear so often people talking about Titanfall 2 having one of the best FPS campaigns that they've ever played. Mostly for movement, actually. The movement is what I hear a lot of people talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is definitely, we were talking about series that I wanted to get into. I had never played Titanfall or Titanfall 2. You know what? That's not true. I may have jumped into a multiplayer match at some point because I think it was on Game Pass, and I may have tried it out with Nick.
It goes on sale regularly for like $5. So like,
pick it up if you haven't.
Yeah, pick it up.
Truly, even if it's
I'd say if you're thinking about checking it out, like the campaign at least, like it's not that long. You can get through it relatively quickly, and it's so worth it.
Hell yeah!
People still speed run the tutorial, kind of like how people do that with what was it, like the Wetworks, the beginning of that was the multiplayer map in COD 4, but like the beginning where you go through like the cardboard ship.
Yeah. I remember watching GDQ. This was probably a couple years ago. I can't tell you which one, but I do remember that's where I saw it like being shown off for the first time, the campaign anyway. And I was like, oh shit, this looks really cool. Like obviously seeing the speedrunning tricks with all the movement and everything, you're seeing the top tier of what they can do. But damn it, it showed off a lot.
I actually put quite a bit of effort into learning some of the tricks, mostly for multiplayer, but like the slide hopping. There was like a window where you could hop like right at the end of your slide to basically keep the same momentum moving forward and then just keep doing it. And it helped a lot. It was awesome. Like feeling like you were getting better. It kind of made me wonder why they never put like a ranked or like a competitive mode in there, especially like at the time that it launched when esports was like blowing up with FPS games and everything. It was like, this feels like a slam dunk, but,
and even something like that would have helped longevity for this and just giving you something else to work towards,
Yeah, I think it might have been because of the Titans. It's just like if you don't have your Titan and somebody else does, you can definitely beat it if you're good enough. But like,
it does feel like
it feels more not unfair. I'm not gonna because it's like kind of like a kill streak where you have to like work up towards it. It just feels more like a casual thing where and people are not on the same playing ground at the same time. Like it's not like sure you get it first because you were getting more kills quicker. But then after that, it's kind of just a flow of like who's going to have it when, and it feels a little more like randomized, not necessarily like, oh, I got killed there because of my skill. It's just because he had his Titan up and I didn't at that point. So that's probably why it wouldn't really work on a competitive scene, but I still think it would be something people would work towards and like maybe something would form or maybe for a sequel of some kind, like a trequel. You could work towards like kind of evening that out to make it that, but I don't know if it should be the focus. I don't know if it's the point. It's a fun game. Fair. Let's keep it at that.
Yeah, totally understandable. Should I jump into my 3?
Yeah, you should jump into your 3.
Okay. I don't think I have too much to say about this one because I think it's kind of been running to the ground, something that I think a lot of JRPG fans have wanted that at this point for sure we're never getting. A Final Fantasy X prequel. We got the sequel as 10-2 following Yunalesca and the girls. I don't know too much about it because I haven't played 10-2, but I think a lot of people really wanted to see a prequel where you play as like Auron, Jack, and Braska. Like so much
has been done to death. I have never heard people request a prequel to this.
Really? That's interesting.
I'm not really in the space where I like see that, so maybe it is in like the community for that exact game, but like
that's fair. Yeah, I think this one would be really cool because there's so much of it was already set up kind of thing through the Jet spheres that you kind of get a little bit of that story told throughout the game. Obviously, we're not doing spoilers or anything for Final Fantasy X, so I'm not going to talk too much about that kind of stuff. But realistically, it's just so much has been set up for it. You have so many really cool characters in a different timeline that you really could tell their own adventure and go off of that. And like I said, I haven't played 10-2, so I don't know what they kind of delve into and how they do it, but I think it would have been just as easy and just as cool for a lot of the fans to do something like that. And again, how long has it been since like when did 10-2 release? Because Final Fantasy X was
It's been quite a while now.
Yeah, because Jesus Christ, Final Fantasy was a PS2 game. That was like 2001 or something like that. Yeah, Final Fantasy X-2 is 2003. So it's already been 23 years since that game came out. I'll be real, Randy. I don't see them revisiting this anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't.
I think the ship has passed on this one. But I think like with the characters they have set out and just how unique the Sphere Grid was. Again, I don't know what they did for 10-2. I would love to see something with this being done, but
yeah,
I don't think we're getting this one.
Probably not. No, that would be cool though. I would definitely play that if they did it.
Hell yeah! Did you? Yeah, because you played 10, right?
Yep.
A lot of it. Did you beat it or?
No, I got stuck on a boss. I remember it being a lot. It probably wasn't that much, to be honest. I got stuck on a boss. It was the one where you're on the ship and it's just you and Waka fighting underwater.
Yep.
And,
okay.
Yep. And then I think like another game came out or something like that, and I started playing it, and I went to go back to Final Fantasy X after, and I did not remember how to play the game. And I was like on this boss, and I was like, I definitely can't beat him now.
I was like, now I really have no idea what to do. Yeah, that's fair. I see that being an issue.
Yeah. How far would you say that is into the game? Because it seemed like you remembered that.
I definitely remember it. I feel like that's a section of the game that's further than I think it is. I would, if I had to guess, get in the comments. Let me know if I'm right.
Yeah.
I probably maybe halfway, probably a little bit less.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I played for a while, but
there's two parts of the game that like I use as like as kind of like a checkpoint marker to know how far it is. The problem is I get the two of those points confused. So it actually does worse for me than not remembering at all. So I can't say for sure, but it was definitely like you played more than the tutorial.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah. That actually little off topic, not really gaming related, but my girlfriend was just talking to me about this with like mixing up where things are. I always put things back in the wrong spot after like dishes or whatever, you know? And so she like tried to be nice and help me out by like keeping them where I left them, because in her head it was like, oh yeah, like this is where he thinks it goes. Now he'll always remember to put it here. But what actually happened by doing that is now in my head, there are multiple possible locations for everything.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I have even a worse idea of where everything goes.
It happens. It'll get sorted.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
It'll be somewhere.
That's actually really funny. I can
it
so
won't
see
leave
that
the
happening.
apartment.
How's it? Well, until there's a third possible
You know what?
location.
We think that. I put the barbecue sauce next to the plates the other day. I don't.
How often are you using the barbecue sauce?
Not regularly. I made some like popcorn chicken, and I was like doing it during work, so I just wasn't. I was like trying to get back to my desk, and I just opened up the cabinet later to get a glass of water, and I was like, "Fuck's the barbecue sauce in here for?"
Honestly, you know what? The moral of this story is shout out to your girlfriend for putting up with this shit.
Yeah, right.
Being able to find everything anyway, so that's pretty good. But yeah, no, confusion's never fun.
Yeah, no. But was
Randy,
was that everything for your? Was that number 3 or 2 for you?
That was my number 3. Did we talk about your number 3 already?
Yes, we did. It was Titanfall.
All right, let me hear you too.
All right, I don't think this will be in your list, but I also definitely would not be surprised if it was. My number 2 is Sonic Adventure 3.
That's my number 1.
That's my
number 1. That was so funny. I was like, that was the one that I was like, let's see what happens.
I almost put it at number 1. I haven't heard you talk about that game in a while, so I was like, maybe he just won't think of it. I knew it would be on your list if you thought of it, but I was like, maybe he won't remember. But yeah, I mean, it's not happening.
No.
I remember it's not happening. It's been way too long.
Let me ask you, why is it not happening?
That's a good question. What do you think? I genuinely don't have an answer for it, because they've done they did like Sonic Forces and stuff, and they did Sonic 06, which that's a video game, and like they did stuff that had similar things, just being a 3D Sonic to like the level design of Sonic Adventure 2. They have never tried to implement the Chao Garden again, which everybody talks about as being their favorite part of that game.
And listen, I'm not a game developer, but I would also imagine that's probably the easiest part of the game to develop. more than likely.
I don't know, but it can't. You don't even have to do much new stuff.
Like
Everybody would like it.
if they just, I'll be real with you, Randy. If they didn't change the formula at all, and I mean like to a T. Like if they kept the same three, if you just play, if they put Sonic Adventure 3 and you're playing the hero story as Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, you're playing Dark Story as Shadow, Rouge, and Eggman. And spoilers, but it's been 20 years, so I think it's okay. And you get the last story that involves everybody, and you have a Chow Garden, and that's Sonic Adventure 3. I don't know what announcement would make me more excited than that.
Do you know what they? You know the only thing they have to add to it,
What?
online capability for the Chow Garden.
I think that was such a swing and a miss when they ported it to I think it was the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I can't believe they didn't add that functionality.
Right?
I know it was a port, but like,
if I could just like race my friends' chows online and not have to like be in the same like room, because you had to like port the chow over to their game and then they could do it.
with the memory card slots. Yeah, I mean, I'll be real with you. Even if if Sega tomorrow said, "Hey, $40, Chow Garden, 2026," I'm buying 3.
Yeah,
I'm buying it 3 times. I don't care.
Yeah,
That's all we need
I
to
used
do.
to get drunk in college and message them on like a monthly basis, asking them to make Sonic Adventure 3, and they never once responded.
Who did you message? Sega as a whole?
Yeah, Sega, like their Facebook page. I would do it on Messenger. I think like a couple of years ago, I remember that I did that, got drunk and messaged them again. And I got like an automated, like, we take your response seriously, like kind of message. And I was,
No, you know what? Everyone, shout out to the moment that we get the in-depth analysis or the in-depth interviews about Sega finally deciding to make SA3 and being like, it's been 20 something years. What made you do it? This drunk asshole just
wouldn't fucking leave us alone.
He just kept messaging. It's like,
let me
it's
drink
just
7 more of these and I'll message him again right now.
That's the next episode. Episode 5 of Stick Drift is Randy drunkenly messaging Sega how much he wants SA3. He's doing it now. Are you trying to pull up like?
I'm trying to pull up the old chats. I can't find the old ones, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna message them now.
Because like it's just such an easy win, and like again, like I'm not speaking as a diehard Sonic fan. Like, what are you? Would you consider yourself a Sonic fan?
I like some of the games.
Okay.
The movies are actually really good. I don't know if I consider myself. I'm definitely not diehard by any means, but like I like a lot of the games and movies and stuff. So.
Because I've played Sonic Adventure DX, I've played Sonic Adventure 2, obviously a ton. I played Sonic Frontiers last summer, and it was fine. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't play it again, but it was a time that I spent playing a video game. That's how I felt at the end of it.
I think there was one level on Sonic Forces that okay, so I played Sonic Forces. I thought it was pretty fun. It was not a good video game, but it was pretty fun. And I think the main reason for that is there is one level that has the soundtrack from White Jungle.
You're like, so the part that made it good wasn't even from this game.
It was from Sonic Adventure 2.
God damn. But no, yeah, I agree. Sonic Adventure 3 is probably the biggest one that I would absolutely love to see that just isn't going to happen. And it sucks because of how like consistent Sega is as a company. Like again, I talk about Yakuza, I talk about Persona. Both of them are published by Sega. So I know this is a different story than developing, but you'd think like you guys are killing it right now. Sonic Racing Crossworlds is massive. Like that did so well for them. And again, not to say that they need a better Sonic game, but like I just think SA3 could be such a hit. I wonder how much of it is it's been this long since we've done one. We don't want to, we want to leave it well enough alone, or how much of it is, and just speaking from a consumer standpoint of how developers typically think about or how like not developers, like the CEOs kind of look at this stuff. It has to be more so on the developer side of like, yeah, I don't know if we could do that again. Yeah. I just want to leave well enough alone. I don't feel confident that we could live up to the legacy. And
because like if I'm being honest, Sonic Adventure 2 had a lot of levels and parts to it that were objectively not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
the game doesn't work.
Have to nail it. Yeah, the game doesn't work.
Exactly.
Like the camera controls were god awful for some of the levels. I mean, really just the Sonic and Shadow levels were like the really good ones. If I had to
Yeah.
hear like Tails beeping while he like automatically locks on to everything one more time, or like the camera controls during like the Knuckles and Rouge like
Oh my God.
exploration missions, like
Yeah. I remember the very first episode I listened to of the Kind of Funny podcast. One of their Games Cast episodes was, oh God, I can't remember what the topic was because I was very new. It was recommended to me on Spotify, and I was like, let me check this out. I've heard their name, and there was just like a little bit of time where they kind of went in on Sonic, and like one of the guys was a Sonic fan, and then the other guy was like, SA2 is probably the best one, and that is not a high bar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hate you for it, but
because the Chao
I
Garden
can't
is kind of
argue.
what made that game.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack was really good too.
Yeah, we might be talking about that later.
That makes sense.
Maybe. I'm not saying we will.
And also, honestly, the Sonic and Shadow levels were genuinely good. City Escape,
Yeah.
Radical Highway, like
Yeah. I mean,
Final Rush.
Don't forget. Wait, what was the one? The second to last Sonic level. Oh my God! Why can I not? Me and Brian have been speedrunning this game.
Was
Like
it
we've
Final
been
Chase?
learning the tricks. The one before Final Chase. I need to look this up because this is actually going to kill me. I was stuck on this level for so long, and one of our mutual friends, Kyle, I remember hanging out with him at his place, and he beat it. Crazy Gadget.
Oh, I hate that level. That's the one with the gravity, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, with all of the arrows that would like push you to the ceiling and stuff.
Yeah.
Bro.
No. I know that
Bro,
one sucks.
that was rough. But no, I mean, like this game was so damn good and so much fun. They even had like the driving stages that were really fun. Like it's just the two of them. They had the kart racer stuff at the end that you could do, or not at the end, but you would unlock. There was boss rushes. Like there were different modes you could
Didn't
do.
they have multiplayer for the kart racing as well?
Yeah. So like there was.
All right. I hate Sega. I'm gonna fist fight them. I don't know, man.
Like
This is
come
a
on.
threat.
I don't know. There's just so many things you could do to make this a win, and I get it, but like at least someone give us a reason why you're not doing it. I know it's been 20 plus years at this point, so it might be the case of how many Sonic fans are out there that care, but also I'd raise you this: the Sonic fans that are out there that would care are Sonic fans.
They're the ones buying the games anyway. They're still making Sonic games, so somebody's buying them.
Yeah,
so people are playing. That's like Sonic Adventure 2 is the most like highly thought of one.
Yeah, I think so. And this is a very similar argument to why didn't they remaster Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer when they did it? Because anyone who's going to be buying Call of Duty that year would buy it regardless of what it is. You're only going to make more money by bringing in the people that weren't playing Call of Duty annually who are like, oh, I remember that game. That'll be really fun to play again.
Yeah.
So, Sega, I love you. Please do this for us. Please. So that's actually my number one as well.
So do you want me to go through both of my like number? I guess that was my number two. So I guess just my number one, and then do you want to do your number two first?
Yeah, I'll do my number two first. My number two first is another easy one. Sly 5. I want another Sly game. Sure. You know, I don't remember how much we've talked about it on this podcast already. I obviously like Sly Cooper is one of my favorite series of all time. You know, I think I mentioned Assassin's Creed as one of the honorable mentions for favorite franchises, and it's the stealth mechanic that gets me in. And I think Sly is what did it so damn well in Sly 2 and 3. I'm a big fan. I'm such a massive fan of the Sucker Punch games, the original trilogy. I am of the variety. It's definitely not a small opinion. I think the majority of people think that Thieves in Time was not good. There are so many reasons that I'm not going to get into it right now because we would be going for another hour just on why I think Thieves in Time was not a good game. But I want a Sly 5. I don't care if it's Sucker Punch. I just don't want it to be Sanzaru. And not for nothing, again, it always sucks to see, but they did get shut down recently. So at the very least, it can't be them. But it sucks that they got shut down. I think they got bought out by Meta, and then all of their shit got like, dude, it's ridiculous. But either way, I want a Sly 5. I don't like what they would have to do now because what Thieves in Time did, again, without spoiling, they ended it on a cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why they chose to do that. I know that there was supposed to be a Sly Cooper movie in development, and I don't know if the movie was going to answer those questions and then go off of that. But now that the movie got canceled, Thieves in Time left on a cliffhanger. So if anyone wants to pick it up, they would need to write into that So it just kind of sucks. And like, not for nothing, like Sanzaru even came out and said a couple of years ago that they have no intention of making another Sly game. So unless the movie was supposed to do it, I don't know why you would ever write a sequel of a game that you decided to pick up to do into a cliffhanger and then be like, we're done.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? So it frustrates me to my core because that game was so bad in so many ways. I would love to have another one, but I'm so hurt by the fourth one that I just don't know if I can even. I mean, the thing is, it's so bad it can't get worse.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. So no, anyone else who wants to pick it up, give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
I haven't played that, so I really have nothing to say about that. I have played
totally
a
fair.
little bit of Sly back in the day. I don't even remember which one. I was so young. It was at a daycare that I went to. They had like a PS2, and they had like
Fair.
one Sly game that I played there, but that was it. So I can't really speak on Sly.
Oh, they're such good games, dude. Like the original trilogy, they're not long. Like if you, I mean, I know it's like a ridiculous thing to say here, but like if you're looking for a good stealth game, and you have a PlayStation, they all three of them have PS5 ports now, so you can natively play 1, 2, and 3 on your PS5. They're all on PS Now, I think, Jesus Christ, PS Now, the PS Plus service, so you can download them for free if you do have it. They're such good games. Again, don't play Thieves in Time. But if you really love the first three and you're willing to take that risk, give it a shot. There are some good aspects, but overall, it's like, this was just such a swing and a miss. So I would love to see it, but it's not happening.
It's not happening.
No.
And going off of that, for my number one, seeing as your number one was Sonic Adventure 3, I guess.
3, yeah.
For a sequel that's also, I'm going to say 90% not happening, Sleeping Dogs.
No, Randy. It's in development.
They're making a movie.
I do remember that. Wait, who was the actor that brought it up? Was it Simu Liu? Yeah, Simu Liu.
So that movie is also probably not going to be very good.
No.
I know the movie was in development hell for a while, and they originally had Donnie Yen playing Wei Shen. And then that got like canceled and then picked up again to like keep making, and now they have a different actor playing him, and it's just like all of these problems. I'm like, the movie's probably not going to be very good. If it was good, I could see a world where they're like, hey, people love this movie, maybe we make another game. But like, it's probably not happening. For anybody who hasn't played Sleeping Dogs, do it if you like GTA kind of a game. It's like there's a guy, what is it, it's Hong Kong, right? Not Beijing.
Hong Kong.
Yeah, it takes place in Hong Kong, and you play as like an undercover cop in a gang, and it's like martial arts GTA, but like,
you know what it is?
This
is what I always say. It's GTA with Yakuza combat.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's such a fun game. The soundtrack was also really good in that. That could have been in my list. I avoided putting in my soundtrack list anything that was like music that was made anyway. Yeah, like licensed music.
And funny fact with that, a lot of the metal bands that I started listening to, I heard from the metal channel in there. Roadrunner United, I think was the channel name. I can't remember what it was a bunch of bands on Roadrunner Records. So they had the Grand Conjuration and Ghost of Perdition, I think, from Opeth. They may not have had Ghost of Perdition. They had Devil Driver in there. They had Soulfly. Mm-hmm. They had, oh my God, so many good. So Black Cherry Smoke, I remember, was on there.
Yep.
As part of the soundtrack. Oh my God.
So that game was amazing. It was such a good time, and the story was like genuine. Like you hear like the undercover cop like kind of starts swapping to the other side sort of thing, and you like,
you're like, generic.
It's been done before, but it's done really, really well, and it's such a good game.
The driving in that game feels so buttery smooth,
so good, and then also like it feels buttery smooth while also being arcadey with like you could like toss your car to one side or the other, or like slam into people and stuff. You could get onto the hood and jump to another car. It was so cool.
Yeah, and like that part of it felt so good too. Like it was so easy to do, so it was so fun to do. Like I love driving in GTA, but there's just something about driving in Sleeping Dogs that I'm like, this feels so much better to me.
I played that game, I think, twice. So I played it 3 times. I tried to replay it again last year, and there's like I've tried a couple of times where there's always like, in the games where there's one part you get to on a replay attempt and you're like, nah. And
Yeah.
like for me in Skyrim, like the getting to the Greybeards, it's just like that's a run killer for me where it's like, it's just not, I'm not continuing.
So early.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I get distracted before that. Anyway.
Yeah.
In Sleeping Dogs has one of those moments for me. And I actually got past it recently because it had been years since I played the game. And I was like, I got past it and I was like, oh wow, this playthrough is actually happening. And but then I got a new computer, and Sleeping Dogs on Steam does not support cloud saves. So it's like the only game I think that I've played on Steam that does not support cloud saves. So my stuff did not transfer to my new computer, and I was like, so I guess I'm not continuing this playthrough.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
that's heartbreaking. No, seriously, this was such a good pull because I did not think of it. But Sleeping Dogs is one of my favorite games that I probably ever played. Like it's so damn good. The exploration was so much fun. They do such small things around the map that like praying at the shrines to increase your health. Like every corner you turn, there's something to do that makes it worth doing. The security camera stuff, like the drug bust that you had to do, where you'd look at like,
and it was actually
a security
fun.
camera. Yeah,
it wasn't like what was it in Cyberpunk, the brain dances? I hated that,
dude. Those were so frustrating. So frustrating to like go through all the footage and try and like piece out all the evidence that you needed. And
they made it just easy enough in Sleeping Dogs to still be like interactive while also not being like, all right, this is a very secondary mechanic. I don't want to get stuck on something here. It wasn't annoying. It was just like I actually felt undercover and I was like, all right, cool. I'm doing this. Yeah. Like that's how it should be for that kind of mechanic. I shouldn't be getting stuck on something stupid like that.
Yeah, 100%. So many really cool things in that game. So yes, if you have not played this, do yourself a favor, pick it up somewhere. It's a 2014 game? I had it up. 2012 game. Oh my god, it's 14 years ago. That's insane. But if you haven't played it, I'm sure you can find it on sale. So
you said,
do yourself
they
favor.
were making another game. Or were you thinking of the movie? Or
I was wrong. It was the movie I was thinking of, which
okay.
I'm so upset about.
Now, I got scared for a second. I was like, is my number one ruined? I mean, I was scared, but also like, hell yeah.
if your number one was ruined, it being ruined was you got to get a new game.
I got a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, this one it was just the movie. I mean, again, like you said, like who knows? If the movie ends up being good enough, there might be some interest in the IP. That would be fucking awesome, but we'll see. That's so interesting. But yeah, those are sequels. Now, Randy, I had a separate list that I could run down a little bit. I forget if you said you had it. I have 4 games listed here for sequels that I know are happening that we could just talk about quickly. About what I had
3 honorable mentions I can bring up, but none of them are announced. One of them might be happening, but we don't have anything to prove that.
So you know what? I'll run through these 4 really quick because we don't have to talk too much about them because we already know that they're happening.
Yep.
And we'll go from there really quick. Number 4, Yakuza 9. Yakuza is always in development, whether it's a remake, a spin-off, or the next mainline thing. This is one of those situations where Infinite Wealth, as Yakuza 8, did everything that Like a Dragon did, but better. Like, it's insane how good the gameplay is. And if they're going to do anything like that, like, I love the turn-based style that they continue to do, and I would love to see more of that. They are so ridiculous in their side content. Whatever they do is going to be hilarious and fun to do. So I'll see what they do. Obviously, to avoid spoilers and everything, I hope that they focus on Ichiban in 9. I hope that is the main focus of the game. And that's all I'll say. Do you have anything to say about Yakuza 9?
No, I'm not really. I haven't really played Yakuza games, so unfortunately.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, because you didn't do... I completely forgot about that because you were the one that showed me or told me to try out Yakuza Like a Dragon.
I do want to go back to that game because I really liked it. But
yeah,
I feel like I should start at the beginning if I do, and there's just too much to...
There's so much in the beginning of that game. It's a long start, but it is one that that definitely pays off after a while. But I remember Infinite Wealth came out the day that we were hanging out, and I remember putting it into install, but the disc was broken. But my Xbox was able to recognize what the game was, so it just downloaded the rest from the Microsoft Store, and I was like, that's good enough for me. That's fine. But it was taking so long to install that you had to leave before it could start. So
Yep.
that's totally fair. But Yakuza 9 is one of them. My number 3, I don't think you played too many of, because I've only played, well, I guess I technically played 2 games in the franchise, but mainly one. Dragon Quest 12. I want that game so bad. It's already, we know it's already in development. It's been shown off, so it's been so long since we've seen anything from it. Of course, the problems that we could be having, Akira Toriyama's passing. I don't know how much of the art was done for this game versus what wasn't done, and what they might be trying to pull and do with the rest of it. We're unsure of. But it's been a while since we've seen this game circulating anywhere, and I would love to hear any kind of new details. Dragon Quest XI: Echoes of an Elusive Age was one of my favorite games, favorite JRPGs I'd ever played. It was so much fun. The world was so good. The story was done so well. I would love to see what they do for 12 and where they go with this franchise. The only other Dragon Quest game I played was Swords on the Wii, which is not good and not really a Dragon Quest game. Or it is a Dragon Quest game, but not.
It's infamous in our friend group for Sean forcing us to play it, and nobody saying anything, but everybody individually hating it, and then years later being like, "Dude, that game sucked. Why'd you make us do that?"
But none of you said anything, which means you're just as liable. Dude,
no, it isn't.
That game, dude. For those of you who haven't played Dragon Quest Swords, don't probably, but I had so much fun with it. That's all I'll say about it. But Dragon Quest 12 is definitely a game that I would like to see, and I'm curious where to go with it. My number 2 on the list, Kingdom Hearts 4. Again, we were talking about franchises that we want to get into, and I know that's one that you would love to
announced, but
go through.
Yeah,
we've seen a trailer for it. And it's, again, without talking spoilers too much, it's just so weird where they're going with it and what they're trying to do. I'm very interested. Like,
was that game where they said they only announced it because they didn't want leakers to do it first?
I don't know. I didn't hear that, but there's a possibility I just didn't hear about it.
I did hear about State of Decay recently. They spoke about that with State of Decay 3. I might be confusing the two, because I'm thinking of both of them right now. I know they only announced that at that time because of that.
Yeah, that's
and they like the trailer that they showed off for State of Decay 3. None of that's in the game. Like they were saying, we don't have like zombie animals in the game. Like it's not part of it. We just only showed it off because we thought somebody was about to before us.
Yeah, no, that I've been hearing about that. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. So I don't know if that's true for Kingdom Hearts 4. We got a reveal trailer for it almost 4 years ago to this day. It was April 10th, 2022.
They're Elder Scrollsing us.
And dude, we've heard nothing.
Yeah.
So I think it was sometime over the summer last year that they released a couple of images that they basically said, "Hey guys, we're trying not to leave you hanging. We promised it's in development," and they kind of just showed off a couple of pictures, and we're like, I guess we got to believe it. But so this game is still probably pretty far off. But Kingdom Hearts 4, I'm very curious to see where they go with it. The trailer that they showed off looks way more realistic than anything Kingdom Hearts has ever done. Way less cartoony. And again, for spoiler reasons, I'm not going to be getting into why, but I think there's a reason in universe that they're doing it this way. I'm very curious to see where they would go with Disney characters versus Final Fantasy characters. I know I would like to see much more Final Fantasy representation and stuff like that. And we'll see where they go with it. So
yeah, it'd be cool if they put some 15 and 16 stuff in there.
I will say again, for spoiler reasons that I won't get fully into, it is absolutely confirmed that Final Fantasy 15 characters are going to be very relevant.
Yeah.
But I would
lean a little more, because I don't know if Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't have.
Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't have any.
Yeah.
Like any Final Fantasy stuff. So
yeah,
100%. I just need Ben Starr. I just need Ben Starr.
Sean just has a crush on Ben Starr.
I do.
But yeah,
I really
was
do.
That your I'm not going to say honorable mentions because they were all
but I had one other one that is coming out, and it's Persona 6. Again, I don't really need to go too much into this, but anything they do is going to be genius, I'm sure. So I think if I get in the comments if I'm wrong about this, please let me know. But the team that was in charge of like Persona 5 Royal and Persona 3 Reload doing like the definitive editions or remakes of these games, that's the team that is now doing Persona 6. This is their first Persona game from the ground up, because the people that did 3, 4, and 5 was the team that made Studio Zero or something like that went to make Metaphor. So now they kind of split. So it is interesting to see what they're going to be doing with this, but I'm sure whatever they come up with will be just as good and just as fun. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So I didn't write down ones that are already coming out. I wrote down a couple of honorable mentions.
Yes.
So none of these are announced. I'm going to start off with the one that's most likely to actually happen. A new Xenoblade Chronicles. The only reason this didn't make my list, because I've recently played through all of the series, is A, because I've recently played through it, so I don't feel like I'm waiting very long.
Right.
Whereas everything else, it's been years. And then also because there have been some rumors recently about a potential announcement coming soon, and it isn't necessarily out of like a cycle for them. It seems like typically it takes them 5 years to put out a mainline game. They did put out Chronicles X, the spinoff game, in like 2 years, but everything else, it seems to like come out like every 5 years since the last release. So it's been 4 since the last Xenoblade Chronicles game. Okay. So I'm not like, all right, it's not happening yet. And then there's been a couple of rumors recently. The composer, I think we talked about recently in like the last episode, or I spoke about it with somebody else, where they recently updated something saying that they've been working on a Xenoblade Chronicles project. And one that I didn't know about, the voice actor for a character in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, there's a page, there's a website or app called Spotlight, which is basically for voice actors to find work. It's like people will look there to see like, oh, hey, this person, whatever. Their page got updated recently with an unannounced Xenoblade Chronicles. It said releasing 2026, but maybe that meant more like work or something like that.
Right.
Interestingly, the character that this is like not really spoilers because the character is unimportant. They're only in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but they are also in Xenosaga. Is the character that this person voiced.
Okay.
So it could be connected to the overall story because of that. So yeah, so they up there. And also what's interesting, Spotlight, only the voice actor, the person the page is about, can update the page. It's not like Wikipedia where somebody else can put credits for them. So they had to credit themselves in a Xenoblade Chronicles project in 2026. So we'll see. It could just be a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 remaster or port or something like that they're like that they were updating for. But it could very well be an actual project. So going off that, because I don't want to harp on it too much. Bad Company 3 Battlefield. I know it's not happening. I know it's not. I loved this game. Well, the other two, the campaigns were amazing. The multiplayers were amazing. DICE isn't making it. They've said they're not in the past. They literally said that they're not making it because they don't know why Bad Company 2 was so good. So
you know what? Shout out. Shout out, man.
So I want it. It's not happening. And finally, honorable mentions, Dante's Inferno.
You know what's so funny? I was gonna put that as an honorable mention.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a great game. I wouldn't put it in like my top 10 of anything, but I played that game and I was like, damn, this is a good video game. And that's about as much as I can say about that.
Honestly, though, it seems like a lot of like our friend group and even people that aren't in our friend group that I've talked to since that I didn't think this game was big ever. Every single one of them was like, Dante's Inferno was incredible, and I'm like, I guess this has a really big cult following.
I only knew about it because our friend Brian, his older brother, had it on 360, and I remember looking it up at one point and being like, "Oh, this looks fun," and yeah, it was.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd be so down for something like that because obviously Dante's Inferno has a lot you could do.
Yeah,
there's a lot you could do lore wise, and
it feels like Xbox's answer to PlayStation having God of War at the time.
Yes, that's exactly
very much what it is. But you know what? God of War is still going. Dante's Inferno could have got another game. I mean, like,
absolutely.
On one hand, it would be a little hard because they kind of answered this. They did the whole like, I have it on book. What is that book called? That Dante's Inferno is based on.
Oh my God!
The Divine Comedy.
Thank you.
Comedy. Yeah, because they kind of did most of it. So. Kind of hard to do a direct sequel, but you could do something. I don't know.
You
God
could do
of War
something
isn't following actual lore, so
right, exactly. Yeah. There's stuff you could pick up with.
That was all my honorable mentions that I had. So
yeah, the two honorable mentions I had, again, smaller deal, and funny that one of them. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the franchise now that we talked about it last week. Star Fox Adventures. man, because like I know that they're trying to reinvent Star Fox right now, and they're probably going to do it in the way that it should be, like Star Fox 64 was, the shooter kind of capabilities. But like, man, I really like walking around in Star Fox. I think that was really cool. It doesn't necessarily need to be Star Fox because it wasn't going to be originally, but the fact that it is, I would love to see another Star Fox game, just in that capacity. I think that would be really cool. And the other one that I put, sequel is kind of a rough term for it, but I would love another Guitar Hero. You know, we got Guitar Hero Live, and man, that was just not it.
Yeah,
in the slightest. It was fucking weird.
I was thinking about putting Guitar Hero or Rock Band for this. I liked Guitar Hero more, but I honestly, if one of them was like, "Hey, we're putting out a new one," I'd get it.
Yeah, I'd be on board.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're looking for a new Star Fox, I might just. Do you have a 3DS? I'll bring my Kid Icarus next week, so you could play it.
I do not have a 3DS anymore.
Damn.
I was actually going to mention that I have a lot of DS games that you could kind of just take because I don't have any way to play them. So I'll keep that as secret for when we hang out to know which ones I have.
It's a mystery mouse tool that'll help us later.
God damn it. God damn it. But like, I know with Guitar Hero, I know Red Octane just announced another game called Stage Tour. I'm trying to pull up details of this because it was just... This, yeah. You didn't hear about this?
No.
Yeah, it was just announced. The release date is tentative for 2026. I'm pulling up the Steam page for it. Stage Tour is a rhythm action game that blends familiar, accessible note highway gameplay with exciting modern twists. It's poised to rekindle the flame of classic instrument rhythm gaming with new features and modes, diverse bandmates and instruments, competitive depth, and seasonal events.
I might get that.
It looks like a cross between Guitar Hero and Rock Band almost. I'm very curious to see what the soundtrack is going to look like because that's what
makes an actual physical guitar.
No, it's another plastic. Well, it's another plastic one. Like,
okay. I thought. Okay, yeah, that's okay. I didn't mean
it's not right. It's not like Rocksmith where you plug in your actual. Yeah. Because for Rocksmith you plug in your actual guitar and it teaches you the songs. Yeah. But no, this is like you're using the guitar. I don't know if this is going to feature like the drums and everything that they started to do later on, but at the very least, it is that. The make it or break it for me is going to be the soundtrack, but it would still be so much fun. Like now, like when I was playing Guitar Hero.
Sorry. They could do, like, did you ever play Rock Band Blitz?
No.
Rock Band Blitz was an Xbox 360 arcade game, and you just played with your controller. And so it was every instrument was on screen at the same time, and you could just swap between which one you wanted to play at that moment with RB and LB. Cool. And it was just 2 buttons for each one. You just use the 2 triggers to hit the notes for each song. And that was one of those games where it was like I had like 20 minutes or whatever. I'd like just get some songs and just be like, you just play like those. And it was a great time. It was so relaxing. Unfortunately, they lost the licenses to a lot of the music, so they had to take it down. But like, yeah, but it was such a good, fun, like 20-minute killer of a game, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Like when I was playing Guitar Hero when I was younger, that was what kind of started to shape my music interests and stuff. Whereas like nowadays, I feel like I'd be a lot more critical of it. I'd be like, why doesn't the new Guitar Hero game have any Dying Fetus songs in it? And it's like, well, I think that's a stretch.
Yeah.
But you know, even Guitar Hero 3 having stuff like having Slipknot and Disturbed and Metallica and Slayer and In Flames for bonus tracks. Like I feel as long as there's some metal representation, I will be more than happy with that. I'm definitely going to be much more critical of it nowadays, but if we get anything like we're getting Stage Tour, I'll be happy that it's at least circulating and doing something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But that's all our honorable mentions.
Yep.
Are we ready to jump into, we said we wanted to get this under an hour. It's an hour 13 and we didn't even start the soundtracks, but this will be a little bit quicker, I think. All right. So we're going to get into our top 5 gaming soundtracks. We have our top 5 lists here. Randy, do you think we have any overlapping?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. How many? How many would you say?
Definitely 2. I would say 3 is possible. We're also doing this individual games, not franchises. So it's possible that we get an overlap in franchise, but didn't pick the exact same game.
Okay. I think we have 2. I don't think we have 3. So Randy, you want to kick us off with your number 5?
My number 5 is Hades. I could have put either here.
Okay.
Both of them, honestly, every game from Supergiant has an amazing soundtrack. Transistor and Bastion included. Also Pyre. People like to talk about Pyre. I haven't played Pyre though, so I can't personally speak to that one.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just every song in them, especially the second boss in Hades 2, where it is like Scylla and the Sirens, and they have their like a little band and they play things, and it like the music cuts out as you kill individual people depending on the order you do it. It's awesome soundtracks, amazing. I listen to them like without the, honestly, I could say that for anything on this list, but like I listen to them without just playing the game. That's basically how I picked this list. So
yeah, hell yeah.
If you want to get into your number 5.
Yeah. So I want to preface this by saying my top 3 are my top 3 easy. 4 and 5, I have so many that I could have picked from here. So I wanted to pull in a couple of ones. At the very least for number 5, I wanted to pull one in that wouldn't get talked about for soundtrack almost ever. I went Sly 2, Band of Thieves. The reason being, first off, not many people talk about this game anymore anyway, but like, dude, when you bring up soundtrack, like just the world songs that are going when you're walking around, like episode 2, walking through Rajan's palace and everything with the music that's going on, Jean Bison's areas, like they make good vibes. And I think it works perfect. Yeah, when you're walking around this world and stealing, the way that the sound design works, like the little like the piano sounds that's going as you're tiptoeing up behind the guard to pickpocket them. I know that's not necessarily soundtrack, but just to like add into the whole conversation, the theme song that it has, I think they do this soundtrack so well for a game that would never be brought up in terms of a soundtrack thing. I really wanted to bring this up because it has such good world music. And if you're not familiar with it and you want to play the game, definitely listen in when you're doing it because you'll get caught up in that stuff for sure when you're playing it. So for my number 5, that's Sly 2.
Yeah.
Randy, what's your number 4?
I feel like some people are going to get mad that I put it this low. I put Halo 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knows the Halo theme song was going to get it on this list by itself.
Absolutely.
I could have really picked most Halo games for this, at least through Reach. I almost put Reach, but
fair.
3's, it just edges it out for me. Like all of it is amazing. It makes you feel like you are in the middle of like a massive space war. Like it's insane. Halo 1 actually was a close second too, because of when they introduced the flood. But the like you were saying, ambiance for that was outstanding. But I don't know. I think Halo 3 just kind of edges it out. It's a Halo
iconic
game. Yeah, they're all iconic for their soundtrack. So
you're number 4. I'm pretty sure Steve Vai actually, like the guitarist Steve Vai did that track, right?
That was 2. That was Halo 2.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he did. Okay. And I know for the remake for 2,
I'll double check really quick but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think there were several tracks in the remake of 2 for the Master Chief Collection that they did. Misha Mansour, the guitarist for Periphery, actually did some of the tracks. I can't remember which tracks he did, but he did 2 of them. Yeah, I don't remember which ones they were. Damn, that's so cool. Okay, no, I had it wrong then. But that's either way. They get iconic musicians for their tracks. They know what they're doing with it, and like you said, they know how to build the ambiance and stuff.
Yeah.
Damn, that's so cool. So Halo 3 was your number 4.
Yep.
My number 4 is what I think is going to be on your list. I just don't know where it is, being that we talked about it before. Sonic Adventure 2.
It's actually not.
It's not, dude. No. When you talk,
the only reason I didn't is because it is an actual band that does perform some of those songs. They're called Crush 40.
Yep. I understand the reasoning.
Yeah, that's the only reason I didn't. But it was close. That was
Escape from the City. Mm-hmm. Live and Learn. Like God, the soundtracks for the soundtrack for White Jungle, like you said, White being Jungle, what it was. Oh my God! Like we could probably
Pumpkin
go
Hill.
stage.
I was going to say Pumpkin Hill was Crush 40, but yeah.
No, it wasn't Crush 40, but like to Aquatic Mind, like to go through so many of these tracks.
I'm thinking about it now. I might have added them to the list with the whole secret, like rumored subplot that was added to the soundtrack.
Yeah.
There. For anybody who doesn't know but does know Sonic Adventure 2, there's like a whole like theory / rumor about there being a whole other plot to the game about Knuckles like losing his mind, because like hidden in the soundtrack. The lyrics get a little more unhinged as the game goes on, and like Knuckles starts referring to himself as things that aren't an echidna. Like at first it's just mispronouncing, and then it's like something else. And it's so people think there's a whole subplot hidden about Sonic Adventure 2 in the soundtrack, which if that gets confirmed, I would probably throw it in this list. But like before that, yeah.
There's just so many songs, and like Sega does so many soundtracks well, and even like I don't know because you didn't play Sonic Frontiers, right?
No.
Do you, at the end of this podcast, I'll probably send it to you just for you to check it out. The song "Undefeatable" from that game, insane. It plays during most of the boss fights, and I remember, like I said, it was kind of a mediocre game for me personally, but I remember getting to the first boss fight and doing the fight and hearing the soundtrack, and I'm like, if this keeps it up, this is going to be insane. It didn't, but the song itself was really cool. Undefeatable. Now. Yeah, no, it's not for me. But SA2, the soundtrack, like I said, just the Crush 40 songs, because they weren't songs before the game. It was songs that they wrote for the game, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
So that definitely makes it feel different to me. But all of the tracks from the different stages, we could bring up and talk about them individually even, and we would still be like, this is incredible. Yeah. So my number 4 without a doubt is Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah. I was considering putting it here too. I other than the reasons I just said, having it in the other list, just I didn't want to overlap, so I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Actually,
totally understandable.
No, I didn't.
I definitely
my number 3 though.
Mm-hmm.
One I was considering put in the other list, Clair Obscur.
Wow,
Clair
it's so
Obscur's
crazy.
soundtrack is...
I didn't even put that down. What the
you
fuck?
Didn't put that down?
Dude, I didn't even put that down.
I thought that was a shoo-in for you.
Oh, dude.
Clair Obscur's soundtrack is 10 out of 10, no notes. And the fact they found him on like SoundCloud and were just, hey, do you want to write a soundtrack for a game? And he's like, yeah, I could probably do that. And
Lorian Testard.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Amazing soundtrack. Everybody talks about like the actual like theme. I know it wasn't even released in the actual soundtrack for the game, but the theme for the manor is probably my favorite track in the game. It is amazing. Please do. It's very much like the ambiance thing, but they throw a few extra things in there that like catch your attention, and it is beautiful. I love it.
Goddamn. I can't believe I didn't even put this down, dude. Like fake fan. The guy who got both of the Steelbook editions. I got it for Xbox and PS5.
I did buy a shirt.
That's fair. Yeah. I just pre-ordered the complete art book, the collector's edition thing. Dude, it's gonna be. It's gonna. I saw
they have an SGA plushie now. I might buy it.
Yep. I think that did that go up for pre-order or did that officially get released? I forget which, but I saw it on the site. Yeah. I saw it on the site when I was doing the pre-order for the art book, and oh my god, dude. Soundtrack perfect. A Lumiere, like like if you're a gamer that has just been in the space for soundtracks in the last year, you've heard that song.
Yeah.
It's so good. Fuck, man. I'm a fake fan.
What's your number 3 then, fake fan?
Because my number 3 is Nier Replicant.
Okay.
Now we were going game as opposed to franchise. Yep. Do you have Nier? Don't tell me. Okay, that's fair. I was gonna say this is probably a franchise.
Point, I have to. I have Nier Automata as number 1.
Okay, that's totally fair. Yep. Do you want to talk about Nier Automata after I talk about Nier Replicant, or should we hold off to your number?
We just talk about them both at the same time.
Okay. Yeah. So Nier is such a tough one because god damn, the soundtracks for both of these games are, and it was a coin flip on which one I wanted to go with. I can't say nostalgia, but like Nier Replicant was what I played first as opposed to Nier Automata. But like Nier Replicant, like. When the first time I stepped into the plains, like just to get like the sheep's wool for that one little side quest, I'm like, this game is going to be a vibe. I don't think it's going to be a cozy vibe, but this game is going to be a vibe.
Be a vibe, yeah.
Oh, just this. Every place that you go to just does the soundtrack, the ambiance, and captures. When we talk about games that have the sauce and just put you in a different world, I think FromSoft does that incredibly well in what they do. Maybe not technically through the soundtrack, but it definitely adds to it. But I think that's something Yoko Taro does so damn well. They know.
I think also the language is why I put it up there.
Totally understandable. Yeah.
Because they, I don't want to say made a language because they technically didn't. There's no definition of anything that they wrote, but they wrote something that's called chaos language. and it's kind of like a mishmash of different languages that are meant to sound futuristic-y and ethereal, and they'll kind of change sounds depending on what they were used for. So maybe if it's supposed to be more aggressive, they'll take more from one language than another language. But like just doing that in general, and the fact that it's supposed to be the language of like the original humans before everything happened is insane. It's so cool. And it
Such a
really takes you to like a it really takes you to like the place of the game, and it just makes you feel, I don't even know how to like put it to
like
words,
you're a part
really.
of it.
Like you're
It's
a part
the
of it.
immersion.
Yeah, and the fact that the language is not seen anywhere else in the game, they only wrote it for the soundtrack. Or at least heard. You might see like written things I don't remember, but like at least it's not
Right.
heard anywhere else in the game. They only wrote the audio of this chaos language for the soundtrack. That's insane.
Yeah. And like the big song I think they use it for is Song of the Ancients, right?
Yeah.
When you hear it
Well, I
from
think
Devila or Popola.
a lot of them have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn, like it's so good. Song of the Ancients is such a big one, as opposed to just like the ambiance. Like they just do such a good job. We'll obviously get into the Nier Automata soundtrack when we talk about your number one. Then,
I mean, I
but
don't have much more else to say. We go over both now. So
okay, yeah, no, totally fair. Nier Automata has so many good songs. I think "Weight of the World" is like the song that I go to constantly. I listen to that song so much. It's so damn good. And again, another reason why I think Yoko Taro, like, I just want to hear his next project, man, because whatever music he gets for it is going to be out of this world and so well done. And it's something that I cannot look more forward to for whatever project he gets into.
I agree. Do you want to just go into your number two then, seeing as I only have one left?
Yeah. My number two is Persona 5.
I figured you would pick that. Yeah.
Yeah. Persona music is just so godly, and there's so many tracks that you can do. And in a very similar way of you saying, like, how SA2 kind of almost has like a subplot. Again, maybe not, but it's something that a lot of people talk about. Persona 5 tells so much of its plot through its music too, and it's so well done. You know, there's so many impressive tracks that you could talk about, but when you're talking about palace design, the soundtrack to it is what makes it so good. And I think like that's something that so many people will point to and being like, I didn't really like that palace. The music I didn't vibe with. And it's like when it's such an important part of the game that you can say I didn't like it because I didn't like this part of the gameplay because the music didn't vibe with me is so impressive.
Yeah.
When you talk about songs like Rivers in the Desert and stuff that gets so impressive to that degree. When you talk about Price from the third palace, I forget what the song is that plays throughout the fourth palace, but people talk about one of the later palaces too that's so iconic for its soundtrack. It's so interwoven to the game itself that whenever you're doing the life sim aspects and you're listening to Beneath the Mask, I think it's Beneath the Mask and not Behind the Mask. I'm now double guessing myself. But Beneath the Mask has so many different versions of the song that make it so impressive and fits the vibe it is Beneath the Mask. That you can have when you're going throughout your day, like in the school life, you're hearing Beneath the Mask, you're hearing just like the little jazzy parts of it that they put for the piano stuff. Maybe it's a rainy night in the game, so they don't make it upbeat and jazzy. They have rain going and they have just the piano chords playing underneath to give you that vibe. There's so much that this game does with its soundtrack and design that makes it so important for it. And
yeah,
goddamn,
amazing.
I figured you didn't have much to say about it, so that's why I went off more. So
I always love a good soundtrack. So.
And they do it so damn well. So Persona 5 was my number two. Randy, what was your number two then?
My number two was Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, okay. Final Fantasy 14.
I don't know if you have heard any of the songs from this.
Every once in a while it pops up.
Yeah, if you at least watch like some of the trailers, they use music from the game. So like the specifically the Heaven's Ward and Shadowbringers like main theme that's in those, amazing. There's a song called Against the Wind, which is used in like the Heaven's Ward like main city. It is, I love Heaven's Ward's my favorite expansion. Shadowbringers very close second, but the music in general in this game, there's so many tracks that have been just like added throughout the years that there's just so many to pick from. It's insane how good the quality has been throughout. I don't have much. It's amazing. I picked it over other Final Fantasies because of the quantity probably and the consistency. of how
Okay.
good it's been, but still it adds to everything, every element of the game, and they nail the vibe of each area perfectly with the amount of areas that have been added. It's so good. And
I
like
was
all of the
actually
expansions, their soundtracks are so good. All of the expansions get like soundtrack releases on the on Spotify and everything. So
I was gonna ask too because I don't know the answer to this. Although I just looked it up, so I do have the answer for it now. I didn't know. Wait, is this? I Roman numerals, man. Let me tell
yeah,
you, sometimes they just mess you up. I was curious on when Masayoshi Soken took over as the main composer. So it was 14 was the first one that he was doing most of the work for.
that makes sense.
Very interesting. Did he do 15? I don't think he did. What?
Did
Who
he do
did the?
16?
He did do 16. I knew he
That
did
makes sense because
16.
I know a lot of the dev team in general from 16 got pulled to do Dawn Trail 2, or like got pulled from Dawn Trail to do 16.
Okay. Oh, Yoko Shimomura did 15? That's cool.
I don't know him.
That's Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, I do know
So
him.
that makes that makes sense. Because like I know Nobuo
I
Uematsu
considered
did
adding Kingdom
so
Hearts to
many.
my list, so
That is fair. Yeah, because I'll talk about my number one, then we'll get into some honorable mentions.
cool.
But no, I mean Final Fantasy 14 was a big pull. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I love Soken's music. I haven't done much of 14, so I love what he's done with 16.
I genuinely am going to send you links to the Shadowbringers trailer and the Heavensward trailer just so you can hear the music in those after this.
Absolutely, please do.
Yeah.
Because my number one, Persona 4. Like I felt like so weird putting them at top two, but like there's just no way that I
If
can.
it's that good, it's that good. I didn't
Oh
want to
my
double
God.
up personally, but
Yeah.
yeah, I totally. If it's that good,
It is one of the situations where like I pulled Sly 2 for my number 5 for this top 5 and I still managed to put in 2 Persona games. Like it's insane, but
it's
like
almost an attempt.
yeah, because like what one thing Persona does, and it's so interesting because we were talking about what we wanted from like sequels and stuff, and like I brought up Persona 6 very quickly just to talk about it briefly, but like they they managed to theme each of their games around a color and a soundtrack as part of a genre. Like Persona 3 soundtrack, very hip hop. Persona 4 is very pop rock. Persona 5, all jazz. Like it's so interesting that
I
they
love
managed to
pop
find a
rock,
theme.
so
Dude,
and like
I
pop punk.
the thing
So
is
I
like
might have to listen to at least listen to the soundtrack for it.
I'd love to send you one of the like I'll find the best song that I can probably send you to give you the vibe for this game.
Mhm.
But like for those of you that have played this game, like Beneath the Mask is so good for Persona 5, but like Heartbreak is so damn vibey, and there's nothing. I don't know. It's the best like break song where you're like, oh, man, I just did such a heavy cutscene.
Yeah,
I need something to bounce
you need
back with.
reprieve.
Yeah, and that's what this song does. And there's so many again like dungeon themes that they do so well. When you hear Heaven for the first time, it's so damn good. What they do with Face the Truth and the battle themes, the TV world, like every song in this game is so iconic to me. And I think it really is. And when you talk about Persona, first off, for all the Persona fans out there that are watching this that we find, it is going to be a bloodbath because people are going to attack me for not making Persona 3 part of this list that I put
You know what?
5
I'll
and
probably
4.
you're kind of convinced me with the soundtracks to give Persona a try, so I might do it. It's gonna be a minute because I'm starting to build a backlog at this point, but I might do it.
I'll tell you, man. Like I would love because I really think again with what you're doing with JRPGs and how you're getting into them, I think Persona's a no brainer. The problem is they're going to be such a slow start. Persona 5 in particular, but it's such a big payoff that I think it'll pay off. But yeah, Persona 4 soundtrack is unbelievable, and I love it so damn much. I am so psyched for Persona 4 Revival and getting ready to hear what they're doing with this soundtrack and how they're going to be remastering it, what songs they're going to change up, and what they're going to do with them. I'm very interested to see how they're going to handle everything. But Persona 4, absolutely my number one soundtrack, for sure.
And as we've already discussed, my number one is Nier Automata. I don't have much more else to say about it. It is what it is. Amazing.
Weight of the world, baby.
Yep.
Weight of the world.
So if you wanted to get into some honorable mentions, I only have one. So
I have 2 written down.
Okay.
I put them more as a franchise as opposed to games in particular because then I would have way more honorable mentions. But I have Assassin's Creed written as an honorable mention.
Interesting. Okay.
Specifically, Assassin's Creed 2. because I put
The only
Assassin's
one I
Creed
didn't really
almost.
play.
Yeah, that's fair. I had like Assassin's Creed as a franchise written at first because I think that theme that they have as a running theme for the Assassins like hideout and just stuff like that is so damn good. But Assassin's Creed 2's soundtrack when you do your first leap of faith is so damn iconic, and so many I can't name any songs unfortunately, but so many of the songs that play throughout the Monteriggioni Villa, as you're going throughout Venice, as you're going throughout Florence, they have so many cool songs that are playing throughout there. And again, it might be rose tinted goggles, it might be the nostalgia goggles that are on during it, but I think a lot of those tracks are really good. I could have brought up the Black Flag soundtrack, but for the same reason, where it's just like it's mostly sea shanties.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if they were written for it, but
I could see that being added. I love it.
yeah,
a lot of them weren't. A lot of them were already sea shanties.
That's what I figured. So it's so cool. But it's mostly those. Like I'm not about here. I'm not about to be pulling up the Assassin's Creed Odyssey soundtrack to talk about. But I think Assassin's Creed 2 and Black Flag are the two that I would bring up for this. But mostly 2 for that reason. But you have one honorable mention. You said.
Yep.
Go for it.
Skyrim.
Totally fair.
Skyrim almost.
Yeah.
It almost made the list. Skyrim soundtrack is iconic, amazing. Everything about it is. I almost put like a couple other Elder Scrolls games as well. Morrowind and Oblivion have amazing soundtracks. I haven't played Daggerfall or Arena or Redguard or Shadowkey or one of the other weird ones. So, but
wouldn't have been able to mention those.
Yeah,
impressive.
But yeah, no, it's Elder Scrolls just has amazing soundtracks, especially with like the amount of times I rewatched that one trailer with the Dragonborn theme at like before Skyrim came out, and it's just the one they fear most, and then it just kicks in with like,
yeah,
amazing, perfect.
Yeah.
It is so good. Another one where they kind of wrote their own language for it. I think that's one of those fake languages where it follows the grammar rules of a real language, so all you really did was made some sounds, but like
that's fair. Totally fair.
But yeah, it's an amazing soundtrack. I don't know, I almost added this to my games we want sequels to. I kept away from the announced sequels, so I didn't, but yeah.
Did Skyrim and Oblivion have the same composer? Do you know offhand? I'm looking it up right now. It is the same guy. I wonder. So it's Jeremy Soule. I wonder if he is going.
Did he use that?
Oh yeah, let me check. I wonder if they'll pull in. I put 2 W's for Morrowind. That was my bad. Yeah, it looks like it's the same guy. Oh, hold on. Oh,
he also did Guild Wars and Harry Potter.
Like Harry Potter the movies and just.
I don't know. I just saw that on his Wikipedia. I just saw Harry Potter. He did.
Shout out.
No, the first of 5 Harry Potter games that he would work on. So, okay, yeah. He just did games for that.
To be fair, so when I looked up Jeremy Soule, it comes up with a Reddit post that says Bethesda isn't asking Jeremy Soule to score the Elder Scrolls 6. It is a Reddit post. It is not an article. But the top comment says Bethesda is expecting fans to patch in music themselves. So
that sounds like a joke, to be honest.
But... Oh, it's absolutely a joke, but...
He did Guild Wars 2. He did
Guild Wars 2 is massive
stuff. Yeah, Guild Wars 2 was really good. I played that when it came out. He did War Thunder, the main theme only. Elder Scrolls Online. He did Dota.
Interesting.
Not much in Dota. He did a couple other things though.
Damn! Shout out Jeremy Soule. I would not have been able to give you his name, but I'm glad we had this conversation.
Look, I am too. Final Fantasy VI testing only.
Testing only? What the hell?
I guess he did like in development tracks for it and then didn't get brought on for the whole thing or something.
He was born in Iowa.
Oh, that's why.
I had to bring that up. I mean, that's
Pajama weird. Sam Sockworks, dude.
Shut up. There's no way he did. I'm control effing his Wikipedia page. No way. What? This honestly, shout out, man.
He did the original Prey. Actually, that's really cool.
He also did No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside.
Oh shit, did he?
Rugrats in Paris, the movie. Dude, fuck the podcast, man.
Yeah,
we're just looking at what this guy did.
This podcast is now a Jeremy Soule fan club.
We'll be starting that next week. Those will get released on Tuesdays.
So to all my fellow Soulies out there,
shut the fuck up. But no, that was a good poll. The Elder Scrolls deserves a lot of stuff. I mean, they're big for a reason. They are where they were for a reason. Outside of Skyrim, even, and how much that blew up. Like they did so many good. Like all the details with the books. Like I know you bought. What did you buy recently that you sent me?
I bought one of the books, the first one.
The Lusty Argonian.
No. Oh, no. That's two things. I bought one complete works of all of the books in Skyrim.
Okay.
And then I also bought, there are Elder Scrolls novels. There's only 2 of them.
That's so cool.
I think it's the Flying City, something like that. I'm going to Google it right now while I'm talking. But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the novels, to be completely honest. So they were okay. The Infernal City. They weren't terrible, but they wasn't really holding me.
That's fair. I mean, speaking of novels with that kind of stuff, I actually bought Nier Replicant has like 2 books, like 2 files that kind of retell the story of Replicant, but also add in a lot of backstory. Like, damn, dude. It's crazy because I was reading the first one and I was like, I don't remember this happening. And then I looked into it and it was like telling a story about certain side characters from before Replicant begins. And it's like, holy shit, this gave so much context for why that character is so creepy and why we don't like him. And it's terrifying. Yeah. But I love it when IP and franchises do that kind of stuff. So shout out the Elder Scrolls for getting so in depth with their lore and going that deep.
Yeah.
I'll jump into my final honorable mention. That way we hit the 2 hours again.
Fantastic.
My final honorable mention is an obvious one. It is Kingdom Hearts. Like,
yeah.
Part of the reason why I didn't want to bring it up was because so much of it is licensed music with all the Disney worlds and stuff. But damn, when you get the Yoko Shimomura stuff that gets brought up, like when you hear Dearly Beloved for the first time and you like, I actually, funny enough that you talked about Clair Obscur. This is very interesting. Dearly Beloved is such an iconic track for Kingdom Hearts fans and just JRPGs in general. So many people, like, you've heard it, you know it, you more than likely have heard it. And there's a musical motif going on here that people actually brought up with Clair Obscur. The main menu theme Lumiere. Do you know offhand? When you open Clair Obscur, do you know which track that is at the main menu?
I don't remember, no.
Okay, I can't remember the name of the track, but fun fact, the first piano notes that get played in Dearly Beloved, I believe, are the same notes that get played for the opening part in Clair Obscur. And people brought that up because they said that at this point, for the people that are playing Clair Obscur are probably a lot of the same people that were Kingdom Hearts fans when they were kids. And the reason why they say that that hits so hard and the soundtrack is so hard hitting for them is because it hits the same heartstrings that Dearly Beloved used to hit. And it's like bringing that motif back, going completely different directions. Like it's not the same, but
it's not ripping them off, but it calls some nostalgia immediately.
Yeah. And goddamn, Yoko Shimomura deserves all that for Dearly Beloved with the artists that they got to work with and did Simple and Clean for Kingdom Hearts 1, Sanctuary in Kingdom Hearts 2, and such iconic tracks like that are so big. I can't, and like all of the original music that you hear in Traverse Town in Kingdom Hearts 1, Twilight Town in Kingdom Hearts 2, and all the stuff that they do in between is so well written. Like I said, the only reason I didn't bring it into the top 5 is mostly because there's so much licensed music that it's hard to bring in and talk about like that. But shout out Kingdom Hearts, shout out Yoko Shimomura, Masayoshi Soken, Nobuo Uematsu. Like there's so many, like we didn't talk about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I know.
That feels sacrilegious.
I didn't play the original, so.
Yeah, neither did I. I did play Remake and Rebirth, so it does feel a little sacrilegious to not talk about those. But the fact that I didn't have Clair Obscur in my top 5 is also sacrilegious, so
yeah.
Insane. Randy, are there any other honorable mentions you want to talk about? Anything that popped into your head?
No, I think we got everything.
Hell yeah. Well, I think this is about the weekly tradition where we realized that we still didn't come up with a good ending.
Yep. It might just be the ending now.
Yeah. Randy, ask me if I have a line.
Do you have a line?
I forgot how to stop the recording.
This is good.
I found it.
I won't edit this out.
No, this is how it ends. Randy, want to ask me if I have a line again?
No.